In a couple of days, some friends of mine are going to be working on a project together, and as a part of that project, we're going to do a panel on belonging. It's about creating greater belonging, and I think it's one of the most important conversations that folks can have is how do we create greater belonging? So here's a funny story. Haha, kind of funny, maybe not. So, a Jewish person, a Muslim, and a Zen Buddhist and a scientist walk into a Christian's house and they say, "Hi, mom, I'm home." What does that mean? Well, it describes my family. My mom converted to Judaism. My aunt converted to Islam. My uncle was a scientist. My other uncle, Zen Buddhist practitioner, all the children of an evangelical Christian, which makes for interesting conversation. And that's the context in which I grew up. And for a long time, I felt like my belonging was in my family. But my grandmother was the person that really got me more than most people. And so I wanted to really get my grandmother's favor, I guess. And so I was a Christian, am a Christian, and I focused on her profession of faith. And that was how I tended to express myself. And I went out handing out tracts and things, trying to convert people, try to convert all my cousins and all those things. And one of the things my cousin brought up to me one time was that I was always trying to convert him, but he was never trying to convert me. And I tried to articulate to him that I just wanted us to be together after this life. That was the way I articulated it back then. And he said, "Well, you're not even hanging out with me in this life," without trying to convert me. And he tested my understanding of belonging. So fast forward some years, I grow up and I am still practicing the faith that I was raised in. And at one point, I was in a service, and our pastor, in his sermon, he said, "Thank God I'm not a Muslim. Thank God I'm not a Hindu. Thank God I'm not." And he talked about all the things that he was grateful that he wasn't. And I thought about my family. And at the time, I still, held to the convictions that we profess in the way that we held on to them. And so I was challenged. But then I ended up asking this question. I said, "Hey, how come we have to say we're glad of who we're not in order to be happy about who we are?" And so I decided that I didn't want to do that anymore. And so I asked that question. And what happened was the people to whom I thought I belonged told me I no longer belonged. And so I didn't belong anymore. And that was a challenging time in my life, which I've referenced to in the past. And in that dark place, in that shadow place where I didn't know where I belonged at all, I got this sense that came over me that I haven't really talked about much. And that sense was that we all belong, that the fact that we exist means that all of creation already voted for us to be here. And part of our work in this life is to figure out our own sense of belonging and then to communicate that belonging to others. And it doesn't matter what differences those people might have, they are here. We are here. And so, how do we learn to create a world and live in a world that honors all of our mutual belonging, whether we agree with one another or not? Because the universe, God, already agreed that that person or these people should be here. And so, that's how I dwell now. That's how I live. I still hold on to my convictions. I still consider myself to be a follower of Christ and a Christian. And I accept that God has created all types of people and all types of expressions of life. And that my work is to treat people the way I want to be treated, to love people the way I want to be loved, and that the way that I am loved. And so that's the work that I'm doing and trying to create other opportunities for other people to engage in that similar way. But at the same time, doesn't mean you have to lose who you are. It doesn't even mean you have to change your convictions. It's just accepting that other people have different convictions and learning to create relationships of mutuality that make room for all of our belonging. So this Friday, we're going to have a conversation called Creating creating greater belonging, or tools for creating greater belonging. I'll put a link in the bottom of this video, and I hope that you will take the time to participate in that conversation, and to listen and to challenge your own limits of belonging, and look for ways to engage with people across differences and build more tools. Because when we hit the limits of our belonging, that doesn't mean that we have to stop, and it doesn't mean we have to push other people out. It means it's an opportunity for us to grow. And hopefully by engaging in this conversation with us, you'll get at least a few tools to help you in that effort. So thanks for your time for watching this video, and I hope to see you on Friday. And that'll be at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. Thanks.